Have you ever felt like you're just wrestling a hydra of data in your View app? You know the feeling. You fix one state-related bug and bam, two more pop up in totally different components. If that sounds familiar, well, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into Pinia, the official modern state management library for Vue.js that's designed to tame all that complexity. Yeah, it's a challenge we all face, right? As your app starts to grow, sharing state between components can feel like you're trying to conduct an orchestra where every musician is just playing a different song. It's total chaos. Well, think of Pinia as the conductor that finally brings some harmony to your app's data. So what's the big shift here from the old way of doing things with Vuex? Well, for starters, Pinia has a much simpler API with way less boilerplate code. But the real game changer, it gets rid of mutations. If you've used Vuex, you know mutations were the only way to change state. And honestly, they could feel a bit clunky. With Pinia, you don't have to jump through all those extra hoops anymore. You just call an action, which is basically just a function, and you're done. Simple as that. All right, let's get into the heart of it. You might be thinking, hang on a second, why do I even need a state management library? Vue 3's composition API has a really powerful reactivity system built in. And you know what? That's a fantastic question. The answer really gets to the core of why Pinia is so essential when you're building bigger, more scalable applications. So at its core, Pinia just gives you a really structured way to handle all that global state in your app. But let's break down what these buzzwords actually mean for you. Simple means you can literally set up a new store in just a couple of minutes. Flexible, that means it adapts to your project, not the other way around. And extensible means you can easily bolt on powerful features as your app gets bigger and more complex. And what about that name Pinia? Well, it's actually a play on the word piña, which, as you might know, is Spanish for pineapple. I absolutely love this analogy from the official docs because it perfectly captures the whole philosophy. A pineapple is really a bunch of individual parts that come together to make one fruit. And that's exactly like Pinia stores. Each one is born individually, but in the end, they're all connected. Okay, so building a store is seriously as simple as 1, 2, 3. First, you've got your state. That's just the central data, the raw information. Second, you've got getters. You can think of these as computed properties for your store. They're perfect for deriving new info from your state without actually changing it. And third, you have actions. These are the methods you call to actually mutate the state. That's it. State, getters, and actions. That's the whole shebang. So let's circle back to that big question. Why not just use a simple reactive object from Vue? Well, because Pinia gives you some serious superpowers. We're talking about incredible DevTools support. You get time travel debugging, which lets you literally rewind and replay your app state. Finding bugs becomes a breeze. On top of that, you get first-class TypeScript support right out of the box, safety for server-side rendering, and a predictable pattern that just makes working on a team so much smoother. Okay, so now that we know why we need Pinia, let's roll up our sleeves and see how this thing actually works. This next section is all about Pinia's core philosophy, and that is modularity, and how that one idea directly shapes its incredibly simple and powerful API. You know, I love this term I heard from Adam Yar over at ViewMastery, storganization. It's such a great way to put it. It's all about breaking your app's data down into smaller, much more manageable pieces. Just think about organizing your closet, right? You wouldn't throw everything into one giant pile. You'd have separate sections for shirts, pants, and shoes. It's the exact same idea, but for your app's data. And listen, this isn't just about having tidy code for the sake of it. This modular approach has huge real-world benefits. We're talking better bundler performance thanks to code splitting, which means faster load times for your users. It makes debugging a million times easier because your concerns are isolated, and it seriously enhances how teams can collaborate. It really is about empowering everyone to build better apps faster. Okay, but you might be asking, what happens when these neatly organized stores need to talk to each other? No problem at all. Pinia handles this beautifully. Let's say you have a restaurant store. It can just import and use data directly from a geolocation store. It's that simple. The key takeaway here is that the stores are modular, but they are not isolated. All right, you ready to level up your Pinia game? Let's talk about some pro tips for architecting your stores. These are some best practices that will help you build clean, scalable, and maintainable stores that, trust me, your future self and definitely your teammates will thank you for. Okay, here's a pro tip for you, a real golden rule. Use getters for any derived state. What does that mean? Well, don't store a value in your state if you can just calculate it from other state. So for example, instead of having a total price in your state, make it a getter that adds up the prices of all the items in the cart.
This keeps your state lean and ensures your data is always up to date. It's your single source of truth.
Here's another great tip. Compose your actions wisely. It's often better to combine related logic into a single bigger action. Think of something like complete checkout. It's much clearer to have that one action than to split it up into a bunch of tiny little pieces that have to be called in order. This just prevents confusion and makes sure everyone on the team is using the correct methods.
And what about logic that you need in a bunch of different stores? Things like saving data to local storage. Well, that's where plugins come in. They are perfect for these kinds of cross-cutting concerns. For example, there's a fantastic plugin that adds persistence. You can add it to your project, and just like that, your stores can save their state without you having to write that logic over and over again.
Okay, so we've seen how to build some really solid Pinia stores. Now I want to zoom out for a minute and look at the bigger picture. Because Pinia's design, this focus on simplicity, on being direct, on modularity, it's not just a random collection of good ideas. It's actually a reflection of a much larger and really important trend happening in web development right now.
And this is where things get really, really interesting. We are witnessing a quiet revolution in how front-end apps are built. We've moved from the kind of broad, sweeping updates of the virtual DOM and early React all the way to these hyper-precise, fine-grained systems. And the latest evolution in this is something called signals, which is a paradigm that's all about making surgical, incredibly efficient updates.
Now, this evolution promises way better performance. But the question is, how much better? What does this actually mean in the real world? Well, it means faster, more responsive apps for your users. But hey, don't just take my word for it. Let's actually look at the data. Wow, okay, these charts really tell the story. Just look at the one on the left. See that tiny little bar showing heap growth for signals? That's its memory footprint. Now compare that to the huge bars for older approaches like NGRX and RxJS. The difference is just staggering. And on the right, it's the same story for execution time. Signal-based apps aren't just faster, their performance is way more consistent. And we're not just talking about tiny incremental improvements here. The key takeaway is that signal-based systems show a whopping 10.5 times improvement in memory efficiency over these more traditional approaches. That's not just better, that is a complete game changer, especially when you're building complex, high-performance applications.
And if you need to see it all laid out, this table just drives the point home. Look at the memory heap growth. For signals, you're talking about maybe 20 kilobytes up to a megabyte. For the others, we're talking 8.4 times megabytes, 13.3 megabytes. The task latency is lower, and you see a massive 67% reduction in dropped frames. I mean, the numbers really do speak for themselves.
So this brings us right back to Pinia. Its whole design philosophy, keeping things simple with direct state changes, being modular, having less boilerplate, it aligns perfectly with this fine-grained future. Pinia is designed to get out of your way and let the underlying reactive system, like in Vue, do its job as efficiently as possible. It's really a state manager that's built for tomorrow's web. And that leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to ponder. As reactivity gets more and more efficient, and as it moves deeper into the compiler itself, what's going to be the next frontier for state management? What's the next big problem we'll need to solve? It's really something to think about.